Filmed live in Canada, it's Jim's Record Party. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jim's Record Party. I'm your host, James. It's so nice of you to be with us today as we look at the great American guitarist Tommy Bolin. And we'll begin with his first album appearance here with the eponymously titled Zephyr Boulder, Colorado band that he joined after leaving his home in Iowa, which he was born in 1951. Tommy joins Zephyr, fronted by Candy Givens, the vocalist, and her husband partner is on bass on this album as well. She of the Janis Joplin school, of the wailing school that could and was quite popular at this time, 1969. This first release from Zephyr. Their second album in 70, Tommy is also on. This is very, very indicative of what you would hear in any bar in North America if you walked in the doors in 1969, 70, 71. Slightly bluesy influenced rock band playing, a lot of lead guitar playing, and this is one, and a wailing lead vocalist, and Candy Givens is one. This is Zephyr, Zephyr's first album, Tommy Bolin's first appearance here on Jim's Record Party. And if you notice my beautiful t-shirt, ladies and gentlemen, and you are asking yourself, who designed that beautiful t-shirt? It was the artist Phaedra 11. I'll put the details in the description. Their work is available, and this is Timothy from Banjo Club, and I know there's a somewhat more Banjo Club characters available. This is Timothy. And I'll just say also, for full disclosure, the artist's grandfather is a good friend of mine. So pony up, people, and show some support for young artists like Phaedra 11 and her Banjo Club series. Details in the description. Now, let's get back to Tommy Bolin. Tommy joins the James Gang. In 1973, records Bang, and in 1974, Miami. He takes over the great Canadian guitarist Dominic Troiano's guitar chair, who had previously taken over the Joe Walsh guitar chair, as we know, in James Gang. In between those two albums, Tommy plays on Billy Cobham's really groundbreaking fusion album, Spectrum. This is his first album after his playing in Mahavishnu Orchestra. And Mr. Cobham shows again his great playing, but also shows now his great compositional and arranging skills and tastes. This is a beautiful album, beautifully played, a great band on this album again. And besides Mr. Cobham and Mr. Bolin, interestingly, most interestingly, Lee Sklar, the great bass player who we associate mostly with people like James Taylor, perhaps, and Jackson Browne and others. He appears on this album, and I don't know why. Very good playing. I don't know what the connection is. We do know the connection between Mr. Cobham and Mr. Bolin. Apparently, Billy and I believe it was one of the Brecker brothers, wandering into a bar one night, heard Tommy play and decided he would be an excellent candidate to play on Billy Cobham's first solo album. And he does. Tommy Bolin acquits himself in a world-class way on this album, ladies and gentlemen. We featured this album before. Search out this album and give it a listen, ladies and gentlemen. You will not be disappointed. You will be fulfilled. Jeff Beck first became aware of Tommy Bolin by listening to this album. Deep Purple first became aware of Tommy Bolin by listening to this album, and invited him for an audition when their founding lead guitarist, Avatar, Ritchie Blackmore, took a break. Tommy auditioned, Tommy accepted the gig and played with and recorded with Deep Purple. while he did that, in 1975, Tommy released his first solo album, Teaser, and it's much more than that. He delivers the goods on this album. It's a bit all over the place. There are some shorter tunes, there are some vocal tunes, great vocals by Tommy, very endearing, sweet vocals, I would say. A very sweet voiced, this man. Here's singing, also some longer instrumental tunes, some longer fusion tunes with the great David Sanborn. Also Phil Collins, Jan Hammer, Jeff Porcaro, David Foster, all on this album. A fantastic first solo album, Teaser, by the great American guitarist Tommy Bolin. After playing with Deep Purple, Tommy goes on to form a band and records his second album, Private Eyes, here with his girlfriend featured on the cover, peeking out from behind the fan. More focused album, this. More tuneful, let's say. More commercial in those terms. Tommy was opening for Peter Frampton, who was opening for Jeff Beck. When in 1976 in Miami, Tommy left this earth, moved on to play in heaven with all the greats that have gone before, left us with Teaser and Private Eyes, left us with his great playing on the Billy Cobham Spectrum album, his debut with Zephyr, the first two albums with them. Also James Gang, 2 albums, also recorded with Deep Purple. Tommy Bolin, gone too soon at 25 years old, did a hella lot of playing while he was with us here on this earth. Mr. Tommy Bolin. This has been an introduction to Mr. Tommy Bolin here on Jim's Record Party. Thank you so much for being with us today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been my pleasure as always. My name is James. I'm your host. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And join us again next week as we look at more great, rare, important, interesting albums. Same time, same station, here on Jim's Record Party.